If you haven't subscribed already, ring that bell to get notified when new movies are posted. Chris Young here from HomeKit Geek. Today we are going to be looking at the First Alert Onelink Smoke and Carbon Monoxide Sensor. This is the battery version, or 1042136 specifically, that I'm looking at. It is a Wi-Fi in the 2.4 gigahertz range, replaceable battery. They are included in this. Photoelectric smoke sensor with carbon monoxide sensor, voice alerts, and it meets the UL 217 and UL 2034 certification requirements, which basically means that you can use them as a smoke detector in jurisdictions that require these, right? So just make sure that if you're going to be adding one of these in, that this specific smoke detector is legal where you are. This is a battery powered smoke detector, and some places require smoke detectors and CO detectors to be wired, right? So that's just something to be aware of. So this is not the full Madam A version with a speaker in it. This is the lower end version, which is I picked this up for about $95 US. I skipped on the first generation of the First Alert Onelink smoke detector. It had some issues from everything that I saw, so I completely skipped it. This new version seems to be a lot better. I have heard and read online that there are issues with setting it up on Wi-Fi. I will let you guys know I didn't see any of that. So this is HomeKit as well as Amazon Echo Madam A compatible. We'll look at the Madam A in a different video, but again, we're going to focus on the HomeKit and the unboxing today. Let's take a look. So here is the box. It is First Alert Onelink Smart Smoke and Carbon Monoxide Alarm. Add protection to your smart home. All of that is really, really clear. It's got the 3-cell battery pack, which is included, meets the 217 and 2034 standards. It's pretty clear. It's 5-year warranty on it, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, which is the Bluetooth is for the setup of it. And it is marked clearly that it is Apple HomeKit support on the box. So, of course, that was the initial release. They have since increased this with a cloud skill to be able to have the Amazon Madam A skill with this, although that is not on the box, which I found interesting. I have tested it. It does work, but we'll get to that in a different video. And essentially, this is, you can see what it is here, right? It's a box. It opens up. It's well packed. The box is well put together. The HomeKit code is right there out in the open. We don't have to go searching for it, right? All the manual instructions, pretty simple. Download the app, follow the app instructions. Here's the unit itself, right? You've got the HomeKit code in a couple of different places there. It's the older version, not the new QR, smaller version, right? And essentially, this thing is pretty small, pretty compact. It's the size of a typical smoke detector, right? So it's not much bigger than the ones that I've currently got in my place, what I would call the non-smart or not quite analog versions. You can see here it's got the ability to press the button to test it here. You've got a battery pack. If I do recall, I think the batteries in these are supposed to last a incredibly long time, like 10 years, something like that. So I don't anticipate that we're going to have to replace this at all. We could replace them if we really wanted to, but these are plastic and as we get into them, they're actually even, you can see that they're soldered. The wires are soldered right onto the batteries to make sure that we're going to have good contact here. So there's no chance of this thing accidentally falling out there, right? We have all the appropriate do not paint, all the other certifications, everything's written on the device itself. And of course, we also have the mounting bracket that is included in this. So this is going to be real simple. We're just going to mount this on the wall, slide it in, and immediately upon doing that,
First Alert welcomes you to your Onelink Smoke and Carbon Monoxide Alarm. The Onelink app will guide you through the simple setup process.
and indeed it will, but if you, like me, put this on to see, kind of test it out first, you can also press that button on the front 5 times quick to re-engage the setup process once you've started, right? So eventually the blue light here will stop flashing and setup will stop. And the way to get it started over again is to push the button 5 times. So we're going to be in the Onelink app here. I've already got this installed and my cloud account created because I've already got the environment monitor. So I'll put a link to that review in here as well. And then we get to choose which one we want here, right? So I'm, of course, choosing the battery operated one. And I'm going to have to go back in and push that button a few times. First, I'm going to select where it's going to be coming from. which these rooms are being pulled directly out of Apple Homekit. So I'm going to say, okay, where is it going to be installed? It's going to be installed in the hallway because that's where I'm going to put this. And then now it's going to ask me, how do I want the device to announce itself? When a smoke alarm or a CO, carbon monoxide alarm happens, what is it going to say? Is it going to say downstairs, hallway, whatever? Because as you have multiples of these things, they will link together and announce throughout the house, which is kind of cool. And now, once you fill that out, it's going to scan and look for the device, which is where I had to push the button 5 times. So we'll skip over the part where I actually figure that out here and go back into the scanning. Again, it's going to be looking for the accessories, and pretty darn quickly, it was able to find that Onelink battery smoke detector, right? So at that point, it's going to go, okay, let's go through the setup process, and it's going to take us over to the typical Apple HomeKit setup process, right? So we get to use the HomeKit code. We're going to just grab that, the insert from the box and put that in. So what I found a little interesting here is that it seems to have actually added it as a Bluetooth device. You can see accessory added there, but we haven't actually transferred the Wi-Fi settings over yet, which is not something I've seen before in any of the other HomeKit accessories I've looked at. Right? It's kind of the opposite direction here. But we will transfer the Wi-Fi settings over because this is going to be a Wi-Fi connected device most of the time. And it's just going to use the typical airport setup, that WSC, the Wireless Simple Configuration Protocol, to push the current settings of whatever network that your device is connected to over to the Onelink smoke detector, right? So pretty simple process. And should be just about done now. There we go, done. You can see it has successfully been paired to the network, and that was it. So I was actually expecting it to be a lot worse than it was. I'm not sure why everybody is having such a hard time adding this to their networks. I've seen some feedback on that. I think that may have been referring to the first version of this. So the second generation seems to be doing a lot better than the earlier one. So after some initial configuration, it's going to connect to the cloud, those kinds of things. Success, there we go. We are good to go. Let's go check out our devices. We can see we've got the environment monitor as well as the smoke detector in here now. So we can tap on the smoke detector. We can kind of see, when was it last checked? We can see that there is no smoke. We can go into the device itself and look at some of the settings if we want to, make sure that the firmware is up to date, which in this case, it already was. And that's really about it from the First Alert Onelink app itself. There's really not much else to look at. So let's flip over to the Apple HomeKit app and see what we see there. So we've got the CO sensor and the smoke sensor. You can see that it's ready and that they haven't been fired. You can include it in your favorites, all the regular stuff, status and notifications. Where this might be interesting with the automations we might want to set up around this are things like perhaps that if the smoke or the CO sensor goes, no matter what time of day, turn all the lights on. Make sure that everybody is awake and able to see. If the smoke sensor turns on, you could do things like, I think it's turn them red. Make the lights, any colored lights in the house red, because that will let you see through the smoke easier. And for the final part here, you can see here that I've got this mounted on my roof and it just clicks into place, and that's really it. Nice and simple, right? There's my finger, sorry about that, and that's it. So the whole point of connecting this into HomeKit for me is really to be able to do those automations around the lights. That's really about it. I don't see there's much of a point in connecting this into HomeKit, honestly, at this point in time, in that HomeKit doesn't have sirens yet. So it's not really a security platform as much as it is an automation platform, right? So it's good this thing's still got a really loud beep. You push that test button, it's loud, I'll tell you that. What do you guys think? Is this something that you see value in connecting it into the house? Again, it's really nice to have everything in one place. I do agree with that, but I'm not sure that it's that big of a deal, right? To be honest, considering you're going to spend, $50, $60 for a smoke detector anyways, getting one with the smarts in it that can connect to HomeKit and Madam A from Amazon, potentially in the future to other ecosystems. Maybe we'll get Google Home one day, who knows? I think the $30 is worth it, right? Gives me a little investment protection into the future. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know in the comments below. Likes, always appreciated. Share, you know the drill. Subscribe if you haven't already. It would be awesome if you could subscribe. Ring that bell. You'll be notified when new videos are posted. And if you want to learn how to make your house a little bit smarter with Apple HomeKit, do me a favor. Check in the video details. There will be a link to my Udemy class there below. Thanks.